who do you think organized this ambush? If Roscoe White was the shooter, who do you think might have been behind the organizing of the assassination?
That's a $1 million question. I think back when I first got into this, I thought it was CIA. I I think the CIA had their fingerprints on it, but I think for the actual tactical part of it, these were military trained people.
Mm,
Um, this is the way they work. I mean, they're trained to kill people. They're trained to take orders and do what they're told. And they probably have done this before. And whoever this group is that organized this knew that these people could be trusted because they had done these things before, and so they just enlisted them into another operation. My big question would be, what did they say, or who did they, when they let's say I recruited you to do this job, what could I say to convince you that Kennedy was a threat that had to be eliminated by violence? I I don't know how do you convince somebody who's a soldier who, stands up for democracy and fights the good fight and then turns around and goes, "Yeah, you're right. I think we ought to kill him." What
yeah,
what brainwashing technique did you use to get him to
yeah.
get these people to do that? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I recently spoke to Thomas Mayer, who's the author of Mafia Spies, and
Mhm,
he
yeah,
that book is about, and now it's a series on Paramount, but it's about how the CIA hired the mafia essentially to try to assassinate Castro, and it runs through this whole remarkable espionage plot where there were tactical units being run by the CIA and the mafia in southern Florida. There's
yeah,
the whole Cuban side to it with, were there double agents in Cuba? Was Castro getting wind of, this was approved by Bobby Kennedy and JFK? This was late 50s, early 60s. Have you seen any connection or any piece of evidence that would point you to a mafia or Castro connection to the murder of JFK?
no, I think the mafia. I think the only to me the mafia had a couple connections. One was the money. I think that's where some of the money came from. And then the Jack Ruby connection, obviously, if Jack was mobbed up, as I sound like a slang. If Jack Ruby was associated even on the edge of the mafia, he was probably given a great line out of The Godfather. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. I'll make all your problems go away if you do this for us. The bad, the he Oswald's a bad guy. He killed our president. So, if you can get in there and take care of him, we'll see that you're never, all your troubles will go away.
Yeah.
So, other than that, mafia doesn't operate like that. You know that, and I know that. This was a long range plan to use skilled people who were not associated with the mob or maybe they were contract agents for the CIA or Navy intelligence or OSS or whoever it might have been. But as far as mafia involved, 100%, I think it's a very small percentage of the mafia. I think it's a small percentage. I think the people organizing it were at the top of the food chain, like CIA and Office of Naval Intelligence and those kind of people. But the actual boots on the ground, those were military people.
Yeah.